Alright guys, back here with another episode on the Surf. So, quite a few things I've been putting off because, well, we were camping and then we were away and just didn't have time to do it during the summer and fall. Going into winter now, it's kind of midway through November, so I've actually got some time to do some of these things. So, a bunch of things I gotta do. To do an oil change, EGT probe and gauge, wiring stuff for that. I've also been meaning to pull the intake and clean that out. A bunch of new gaskets for that. Windshield and windows all need to be cleaned so they don't fog up in the winter. Also, I picked up a transmission cooler. A lot of you guys in the comments have been saying that you run a separate cooler in line with the factory one, and that's really helped with the negate any overheating that you guys are having with your 1KZTEs, so I'm going to try that out. But today, what we're going to do first, it's starting to get cold here and snow in Alberta, so we picked up a bunch of cans of fluid film. So we're going to spray the underbody of the truck, keep it rust free, because currently there is no rust on the frame or anything, so it's in really good shape, so we're going to keep it that way. Also picked up a bottle of Seafoam. I put about half a can of this in the, directly into the crank before I do an oil change, so drive around for about 100 kilometers, and this just helps to kind of clean anything up. Put the other half in the gas tank. It's supposed to help with injectors. I don't know if that's true or not, but it doesn't hurt it. Also, apparently when you pull the intake, some people need to take the oil filter off, so I might do the intake first and then the oil change, but we'll see how that goes. Plan for today, got my coveralls on, gloves, make sure you get some masks and safety goggles, because this does get pretty messy. We're going to spray the truck, get our undercoating on, so we're ready for the winter. All right, so the plan is basically start at the front of the truck and work our way back along the frame. At the front, I'll show you later, but from the engine bay, you can hit the top of the frame rails. There's a few spots there. I'll show you that, but primarily we're just going to start up at the front here. I pulled the bash plate out because there's a few spots kind of underneath the ARB bumper that I want to hit as well. So yeah, the frame, you can see here. I'll turn the light on for you. Yeah, the frame comes all the way up to here, so we're just gonna, it's sprayed pretty good. I'll give it a quick once over just to be sure, and yeah, we'll go from there. I think what I'll do is just set up the camera, maybe get a little bit of a time lapse going for you guys, and yeah, hopefully knock this out in an hour, maybe two, and see how it goes. Took a little break because I couldn't see anything with my glasses, but I'll show you guys where we're at here. So, haven't done the outside of the frame, but inside, up at the front, you can see that's all completely covered. About 2/3, no, maybe call it halfway. Most of it was on the front. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's kind of what it should look like up here. Don't spray the exhaust because it'll smoke when it gets hot, and then try and avoid as much rubber and electrical stuff as you can. It's not really gonna hurt it, but best to not cover those in the oil. So yeah, we'll get another can and start working on the back. Okay, got a new can, so just give it Just a light coating is good. That's the front there. Just, it's probably good for that side. A light little spritz. The exhaust is right there. So this is probably gonna burn off, but I'm gonna try and hit the frame behind it there. I'm just gonna give you guys once around here. So I had about a third of a can left from last year. I do this once a year. Picked up 4 new cans from Canadian Tire. They were on sale for 16 bucks. Normal price is 20, so not bad. I just had to open that last can just to do in the engine bay here. So really, like 3.5 cans is good. So just buy 4 if you've got a truck about this size. It's nice to have one throughout the year if you notice anything has dried up. Like if you've gone through water, if you hit the car wash, it can wash off over time. So nice to have one just to touch things up. But I'll show you what we got going on here. So starting at the front there, see a nice coating all along. I did the frame as well as, see if I can show you guys, but the actual like body of the truck, coated that as well. So I hit pretty much everything from the front all the way to the back. A few things to note: you want to stay, try and avoid spraying over the rubber and electrical stuff. It's inevitable you're going to hit some, so it's okay. And the brakes, do not spray your brakes. This is a lubricant. If you do hit your brakes, remember to hit them with brake cleaner. Clean them off real good. So I didn't spray too close to the brakes, so we should be fine with that. In the rear here, I don't have the spare tire here, so there's quite a bit of metal for the truck to spray. I even sprayed the axle, all the frame supports and everything there. Trailer hitch has a pretty good coating on the outside already. I did spray it a little bit, but and then in the bumper, so my rear bumper is pretty much rusted out. I'm going to be looking to replace that next year, maybe. Just don't really want to spend the money right now. Yeah, so that's how to undercoat your truck or vehicle. So again, I use this fluid film here. I'll read you the instructions in a sec. There's a car coming. I'll be right back. So just cleaned a bit of the oil off my face. So like I was saying, I use fluid film. A few other products out there, but if you watch, there's a video on the Project Farm YouTube channel. He really goes into an in-depth test on it, and fluid film kind of came out near the top. I don't know if it was the #1, but it was pretty close. This is available for me where I live. It's pretty cheap. So what this is, I'll just kind of read you a little bit about it. It's a powerful rust and corrosion protection for all tools and equipment. It's solvent-free, non-hazardous. It says unparalleled rust and corrosion control system. It's a superior lubricant and penetrance. So this is actually like kind of like a JB Blaster type thing, or like a penetrant. It just stays on a little bit better. So it's always active, non-evaporating, non-drying, stays in place, forming a continuous, durable, protective barrier. So what it is it's wool wax. So what is that? If you've ever seen sheep, like wet sheep out in the field, you see how the water kind of like beads right off them. So when the sheep gets shaved, you take the wool and compress it, and out comes this oil, which they call wool wax. I'm sure there's some other steps to the process, but that's kind of how it works. So yeah, it's kind of like a quote-unquote natural like rust repellent. I'm sure there's some processing to get it into this form. You can buy it in the spray cans. These are regular price, 20 bucks a can. You want to have about 4 of them for a truck this size. You can buy it in bulk, so it comes in like a gallon paint can. If you have an air compressor with a spray gun, you can just do it in there. So that's definitely much more cost effective. I am doing this in my parking garage, so use of an air compressor, not really an option for me. But yeah, so that's how you kind of do your own rust proofing at home. Not really a huge concern out here with the salt, because Alberta doesn't use salt on their roads. They also hardly plow them. But if you live in like Ontario, where I used to live, your vehicle rusts pretty much when you drive it off the lot. Like, the salt is so bad and they use so much of it. So really, if you, any winter conditions, or if you live near the ocean, just spray this on your truck kind of once a year. Holds up pretty good. I did run this truck through the car wash probably 10 times last winter, and there was still some residue left on there. A couple more things to note. It does have kind of a weird smell. I don't mind it, but some people are really sensitive to it. While it kind of dries on your vehicle, and by that I mean like the excess drips off, you also want to keep a drop sheet under your vehicle for a few days, especially when you're spraying it too. You can see like there's where it like dripped. So kind of happen over the next few days, kind of stops after you've driven it a few times. Yeah, so that's fluid film. I don't know if you guys can see really, but the frame, let me get a light. The frame on this vehicle has 0 rust. Pretty lucky. That was one of the reasons I guess I missed a spot there. That's why I brought it in from Japan. Typically, they have less rust. Not always a guarantee, but I do want to keep it that way. So this one actually came, you can see it's like colored gray. I guess they undercoated it or resprayed it at some point, but that's holding up well. So I just hit it with the fluid film every year, and I don't know, it worked last year. No rust this year, so just gonna keep doing that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Any questions about this process, leave a comment below, and we'll see you in the next one.